So my name is Willie Henderson, and I graduated from Newark High School in 2013. Upon graduating high school, I was accepted to the United States Naval Academy, and I reported to the Academy on June 27th of 2013, and I completed the Naval Academy's basic training for the next 6 weeks through summer before we started the academic year in the fall. I think there were roughly about 1,200 of us that had to go through the basic training that summer. I went to Newark City schools from elementary all the way up to high school, and the academics that Newark City schools provided, as well as the sports, were all things that prepared me for the academy and the rigors that I was expected to see. So the academics, especially Newark High School, provided tremendous classes as far as AP subjects and just the regular enriched classes. Those were very advanced and certainly prepared me for the rigors of the academics that I would see at the academy. But then also the sports that I was able to participate in throughout my career at Newark City schools certainly prepared my competition as well. Cross country for 4 years. I did track and field for 2 years. Basketball for 3 years, and then swimming for 1 year. I think my favorite class at the high school was AP Calculus, taught by Mrs. Murphy, and I just enjoy mathematics so well, and that's actually plays into the major that I'm taking at the academy right now. But AP Calculus was one of my favorites. I also enjoyed AP Biology that was taught by Mr. Hazelton, and Physics by Mr. Lacey as well. I enjoyed that. When I was a freshman, they started taking apart the campus-style high school, and when I was a senior, I was finally able to enjoy the transformation that I had seen progress the 4 years I was there. So my class was, I believe, the first class to finally see the entire high school and then graduate. Cool. So I had a goal of going to the Naval Academy, which started in 8th grade, and the Academy actually hosts a summer STEM program for rising high schoolers. So I was able to participate in this program, go to the academy for a week, and participate in the STEM camp. And that kind of caught my initial interest. And my cousin's husband, who was a 2004 graduate of the Naval Academy, certainly sparked my interest as well. So I had this goal in 8th grade, and I was actually able to go to the academy the summer before 9th grade and 10th grade to go to this camp. And I knew right then that the academy was certainly a place that I wanted to go. So once I was going through the application process of the Naval Academy, I also applied to the United States Military Academy at West Point. And those were the two academies that I was applying to. The application process to the academy is actually pretty in-depth. It not only requires essays, but it also requires evaluations filled out by your high school staff. And then I had to get a congressman and a senator interview as well from the state of Ohio and our district, and that had similar application process as well. But the staff of the academy, mainly my core academic teachers, as well as my guidance counselor, principal, and then also the superintendent, were all very willing to help me in my process of getting these evaluations filled out, writing letters of recommendation. That in turn helped me get into the academy, and I was just very appreciative of New York City schools for being able to do that so well for me, and certainly on top of their game to help me get into the academy and reach my goals. So my major at the academy right now is systems engineering, and more specifically it's kind of mechatronics, which takes in parts of computer engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering. Essentially we bring all that together and create a system of some sort. So the way that the Navy is kind of progressing right now is to create unmanned vehicles to perform certain missions that doesn't require personnel to physically be there. So that's kind of where my major's going, and over these next 2 years, as I really dive deeper into my major, I'll really be starting projects and different activities to go into that kind of field of unmanned vehicles. So after graduation, the majors that we have at the academy don't actually correlate too much with what we do right after. And my initial interest right after graduation, I kind of have two career fields like I'm looking into right now, and that's aviation as well as surface warfare, which is on the ships. Well, Annapolis itself is a beautiful, beautiful area right on the coast of the Chesapeake Bay. So the academy is actually right on the water, so constantly we're looking out at all the sailboats and the yachts that are going by, and downtown Annapolis is certainly not only historic, but it's just a great place to have a college campus, and we really enjoy the community there. But some of the things that I like at the academy the best are the traditions that the academy has held on to for so many years, and being able to participate in those traditions that so many graduates have gone through before. And one thing that always is at the top of my list is the Army-Navy football game. And us midshipmen are always going to the Army-Navy game every single year, whether that's up in Philadelphia or in Baltimore. And just the atmosphere of the Army-Navy game and the tradition of that rivalry that has developed for so many years. It's really great to be able to finally be in the crowd there and cheer Navy on to its victories. Once we complete our academic semesters in the fall and the spring, then the Academy has us participate in what we call summer training. And our summer is divided up into 3 blocks of training. One block is usually reserved for leave so that we can go home, visit family and friends. But then the other 2 blocks are filled with different training evolutions. So this summer, I was able to go to a National Outdoor Leadership School in Lander, Wyoming, Knowles, and part of my leadership experience there was going through that leadership school and being with 7 other Naval Academy midshipmen, as well as 2 instructors that were leading our class. So I was actually in the Rocky Mountains for 25 days, not only exploring the wilderness and learning the terrain, but also going through the tremendous leadership curriculum that that course has prepared for the Naval Academy specifically. So I was very gracious that the Naval Academy was able to send us out there to participate in that training as well. Cool. And then this next block of training, I'm going to go down to San Diego, California, and participate in what the Naval Academy calls ProTremid, which is the professional training of midshipmen. So this summer is really allowing us to get a good look at of what our options are after graduation. So I will spend a week with the Marines, I'll spend a week with surface warfare, a week with the submarines, and then a week with aviation.